Y'all are asleep. Look at me. I know y'all saying, what is this girl doing on live this time of morning? Well, I'm at the airport. I'm in Brussels, finally. So I wanted to talk to y'all while I was waiting on my plane. All right. So let me flip it around. Okay. So this is where I am. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here. Oh, that's a pretty plane over there. Can y'all see that plane over there? That's a real pretty plane. Y'all see that purple plane? Y'all see that? Oh, those are pretty planes. I wonder what those planes are for. Y'all see all them pretty planes? Oh, those are some pretty planes. So, as you can see, I am in Brussels. I have officially left the Gambia. Yeah. Now, I need to talk to y'all about this experience I just had on the plane. Because I'm traumatized once again. Okay? Once I get over being traumatized by one thing, something else is thrown at me. Okay? And I'm trying not to talk loud because I don't want all these people to hear what I'm saying. Okay? I don't want them to hear what I'm saying. But look, y'all, you know, we be on this plane for like maybe you be on the plane maybe for 6 hours, 7 hours when you fly from Gambia to Brussels, right? So, what I don't understand, like when we get off the plane, you know the Brussels people don't let you use the restroom like that, okay? So when you get off the plane, everybody be running to the restroom. So y'all, I went in the restroom. Y'all, it smelled so bad in that restroom. I couldn't believe it. I had to turn around and walk out. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. Grown, look at the pretty planes. Grown women. Grown, not kids, not teenagers, not people who don't know better. These is grown. Oh, thank you, Sonia. But I got to vent about these smelly people, these smelly grown women. These is grown women, y'all. And you know, I said the way how bad it smelled, it was like dirt. Like, you know how you ain't took a bath? Well, no. Some people don't take baths on a regular basis, okay? Because I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all only been on this plane maybe 6 hours, 7 hours, maybe 8 at the most. There's no way you're gonna smell like that unless you ain't taking no bath at all. I'm telling y'all the truth. Y'all, it's embarrassing how bad they smell. And it wasn't one. It wasn't just one woman. It was like 5, 6. I went in the restroom behind a group of them. I said, oh, Lord, this don't even make no sense. I mean, y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember this cartoon called Peanuts. It was Charlie Brown. He had a friend named Pigpen, and whenever Pigpen walked around, it was like this foam of dust, smelly, just a cloud of smells that followed him. That's what it was like. Because I left out of that restroom because I went in there and I ain't never smelled lesson like that. And I said, this don't make no sense. So I leave out of there, and you know I'm the only American in there. You know that. So I leave out of there. Then I come back. I go down the hall. No, I didn't go back to that one. I walked down the hall to another one. All right, I walked down the hall to another one. There was another group of them in there. So tell me, why did that one stink too? Why did that bathroom stink too? Why? Why did all the bathrooms where the African flights were, where people just got in from Africa, why did they stink? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know why women overthink. 30 don't wash their tail and under their arms. They don't wash their body. Because, yeah, I've been on that plane too. You walk past me, you ain't smelling nothing. You may still smell my perfume, but that's about it. But let me move, because I don't want people hearing what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to hear what I'm saying. So let me move, because I'm mad. And y'all know when I be mad, I be going in. So I'm about to go in on these dirty, nasty women. You know, these is women who laying up, having sex, got kids, and got a man, and you smell like that. You smell like that. And only way you can smell like that is if you haven't taken no bath. Like you don't take baths. You don't clean yourself on the regular. That is the only way you gonna smell like that. Just from a couple of hours, and a lot of people, it's hard for me to believe, but a lot of people don't do 2 baths a day. They just do one. So even if you're doing 1 bath a day, you ain't gonna smell like that. You ain't gonna smell like that. This is no baths. Maybe I don't know when there has been a bath from what I was smelling, and that's just ridiculous. That right there is just ridiculous. No excuse for that. And you walking down the hall and it's a whiff following behind you. I'm mad. Hey, Queen Summer, thank you for the what was that Cash App? Thank you for that. She gave us a gift, y'all. Thank you so much. I just haven't had time to get on there and post it. But thank you, Queen Summer. I'm glad you're on here. I have not found any female. Oh, girl, don't say that. She says she has not found any female feminine hygiene products in the Gambia. I have not found deodorant. Girl, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because that's what it smelled like. That's what it smelled like. They not cleaning down there good. And they not cleaning under their arms. They not cleaning their bodies. They are not cleaning their bodies. I can't believe it. Y'all, I'm outdone. Cause that's you know how angry I am. Grown. These women was grown. These ain't no young girls I'm talking about. I'm talking about grown women. Some of them was older than me. And you don't know how to wash your tail? You don't know how to clean your body, but you all dressed up. They got all dressed up. They got on all them African clothes, them fancy dancy African clothes. But don't walk past them, cause you walk past them, you not gonna like what you. You gonna be like me. You gonna be ready to go make a video trying to figure out why, why. And guess what else? I went to the store. I was looking for some feminine products. Okay, some feminine products. So I was looking at their medicine for women. You wouldn't believe the medicines they have for women. They don't have what we have. Like, we got the good stuff. Like the yeast infection medicine, that stuff. Queen Summer, have you ever seen their yeast infection medicine? And y'all know yeast infection, that's just basic medicine. Y'all know how we get the little thing. It's a kit we get, right? It's a little kit. You put the gel in, and you put the little suppository in, and you put it up. You put it inside it. Guess what, y'all? They don't get no kit. They don't get no kit. And you know how our suppositories are made out of some kind of gel? Guess what, y'all? They don't get no gel. It ain't gel. It's a pill. Do you hear me? It is a pill. It's a regular, dry capsule. And I'm like, what do they do with this? And the pharmacist was like, well, they insert it. And I said, they insert it. I said, how are they going to insert it when they don't have nothing to insert it with? So he was like, Well, they just, you just insert it. I'm like, what? How do you even get it inside of you? You're supposed to, a dry peel. So do you know how long that dry peel is going to take before it melts? Do you know how long it's going to take for that yeast infection to go away? And if they don't get that yeast infection together, it's going to turn into a bacterial yeast infection. And if you don't get that together, do you know what that can turn into? Pelvic inflammatory disease. Yeah. And I'm not a doctor, and I ain't diagnosing nobody, but I'm telling you, you can't just be walking around with your cooch all messed up like that. You can't. You can't be having your cooch smelling like that. You can't. I don't. How you gonna eat if your cooch smell like that? How can you eat the food? That's what I want to know. Because if your cooch smell like that, you ain't cleaning yourself, and you ain't cleaning your hands, and you ain't doing nothing to make me want to eat your food. So that's a problem for me. That's a big problem. That is a big problem. And then when I seen all that, then the cream kind, y'all know the cream kind in the tube, right? Y'all know we get a little thing with that too. So I'm like, so where the thing at for this one, the cream? I said, okay, you said they put the pill inside of them. How they do this? How they get this inside of them? He said they just put it in there. The cream, y'all, no suppository, no thing, no applicator, no nothing. You just put the cream in with your finger. I said, what? And when we walked out of there, I told my husband, I said, oh, y'all country don't care nothing about women. He said, why you say that? I said, I could tell. I said, because something so basic as a yeast infection, they don't even try to make them comfortable with that. Yeast infections can be very uncomfortable. Y'all know that. Any woman who's had it, they can be very uncomfortable. And you can get them very easily. Anything can throw your pH balance off, and you can get one of those. So something as simple as a yeast infection, they don't even have the comforts of a jail. And it ain't even a comfort. That's a medical necessity to get the medicine to you, to get the medicine inside of you. So I'm so confused. I'm like, they don't care. I said, so if they don't care about this, it's a lot of women walking around with sexual STDs. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. Because, okay, we got the hot water problem. And then I guess I don't know why people not take. I don't know why these women ain't bathing themselves. I don't know why. I don't have a clue. But that's causing all kind of problems. All kind of problems. Because you can't tell me if they go through that for just a simple yeast infection, what do they do when they get HIV? How do they treat them for that? How do they treat them for something serious like syphilis and gonorrhea? What do they do for that? Do they give them any treatment? Or do they just walk around with it? I'm confused. So if y'all, who on here? Somebody talk to me. I don't even know what time it is there, y'all. I don't even know what time. Oh, let me see. Lord. Ah, okay, let's see. Oh, and the FGM. So the that. Oh, that's probably why they don't have no cooch medicine. That's probably why. Because they don't respect the cooch. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. But they don't. They don't. They don't have no respect for the cooch over there. Because if they respected the cooch, they wouldn't cut it up, for one. They wouldn't cut it up. And they cut out all the good parts of the cooch, okay? So they wouldn't cut it out if they respected it. Okay, so they don't respect it. Number two, because of the way they treat when the cooch gets sick. It ain't no medicine for it for real. It's like you coochie talks. Girl, we need to have them coochie talks because some women out here walking around, girl, smelling like I don't know what. And I don't know why you would be smelling like that. I don't know why. But like I told you, in that country, If they gonna treat what you call it like that, the FGM, and I see, they're trying to stop that, but guess who's pushing for it? Y'all won't believe it. They said the women are pushing to keep it. They like it, so they want the female FGM to continue. Let me read these comments, girl. Because this is too much for me. This is too much. I can't believe it. And not only is it that stinky, y'all know what I'm talking about, that stinky, musty smell where you put perfume on top of that stinky, musty smell and you ain't took no bath. That smell on top of that cooch smell when your cooch ain't had no water in a long time. It ain't just today, them few hours. No. It ain't had no water in a long time. And do y'all know the only thing we really need to clean your cooch with is water? You're not supposed to put soap down there. Soap can make you smell. Soap can aggravate it and make it smell. Yes. So you don't even need soap. All they need is water. Clean it real good with water every day. Every day. You won't have no smell. If you got a smell down there and you cleaning your cooch every day with water, cleaning it really good with water, then honey, you know something wrong with you. You need to go to the doctor. No. How am I gonna check on the arrival, Anna? What am I gonna do? Go just stand on the street. I saw Quasi, yo. I did see Quasi. Okay, hold on. Let me get y'all questions. The arrival. Now, this is what I think going on with the arrival, Miss Anna. I think Kenny is there, but I think Terry left. I think Terry left because I know Terry is in the U.S. because we seen her videos, honey, and she's sitting at her house comfortable. But Kenny, remember when Kenny came on the channel? I don't think you were on there, but Kenny came on the channel, and he said he was still in Gambia. So I suppose he's still there. But Terry came home. Queen Summer says, congratulations, KeKe, on your recent nuptials. You did. Who did you give the dress to? Nobody yet. Village life causes you to smell. Okay, why? Why, Queen Summer? Why does it cause you to smell when there's water? Why? Why? Take a bath with the water. Why? Why does village life cause you to smell? She says, I have not found any feminine hygiene products in the Gambia. That's so sad. In the Gambia, I have not found any deodorant, soap, or proper anti. No, I didn't see. She's right. I didn't see any of that either. Thank you, Courtney. Hey, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. Uh, yeah, they use. She's right. They use this Dettol soap. They use that in Nigeria, and it's a real small. It's a real strong disinfectant soap. Use Dettol antibiotics. That's what they need, an antibacterial soap. They see because they need to clean all that nastiness off their skin because it's been on there for so long. They're gonna have to wash in that to get it to smell right. Because you're not supposed to smell like that. You're not. You're not. That's not a normal smell. That's years of dirt and sickness. It's sold in West Africa and will wash odor away. Something yeast infections cream. Yeah, it's also sold in West Africa and it's very effective. But is it what you call it? Cotton top. Is it how do they get it in there? Like I was asking the pharmacist, how do they get it in there? If you really wanted to clear up, you're gonna make it so you can get it in there, like how they do it in our country, honey. How they give you a suppository, a thing for an applicator for every day, cause every day, cause they don't want you spreading nothing. They don't want you spreading nothing to the general population. So what do? They get that cleared up. We gonna get that nipped in the bud. Yeah, you ain't going around infecting everybody. And if you doing that, you gonna get in trouble. You going to jail. All right, you ain't just going around giving everybody diseases. So uh, I'm perplexed. That's all I can say, y'all. I'm just so perplexed. Queen Summer says FGM not done correctly can cause it. Can cause what? You to smell? I bet. Because you know what? I bet they keep infections. Yeah, because that's the danger of getting the FGM done, is that it can cause infections. Yeah, and she's probably right. They probably keep infections because see, in some cultures, y'all, this is what they told me when I was in Cameroon. They told me because they practice it in Cameroon, but it's only certain groups that do it. So this is what they told me. They told me they told me that only certain groups do that, okay? And the groups that do that, they were Muslims and they lived up north, right? So when I was working at the council, I have to move again, yeah. When I was working at the council, one of the men came in. One of the chiefs came in who were from the north. He was from the tribe up north, right? So the treasurer, who I was really cool with, he said I was asking him about it because when I found out about it when I was in Cameroon, so I was really shocked, because when you first hear about that, you're really really shocked. So yeah, we're gonna have to walk around because I have to. It's too many people over here, and y'all know I don't like people in my conversations like that. Oh God. So I'm trying to find someplace where I can be alone, but it's so many people. It's so many people coming up here now. Oh, let me go try to find someplace. No, we ain't going down there. Too many people down there too. Let's go back this way. So, hey, little boy, how you doing? Where your mommy? Who are you supposed to be with? Dim, you better hurry up, or I'm gonna take you home with me. You wanna go home with me? We gonna go to America. Go tell Dad. See, I'm going home. I'm going home with that lady right there. Go run and catch up with them so they don't leave. Aren't you scared? Aren't you gonna hurry up? Okay, y'all. Let me leave the little kid alone. Uh, I'm trying to figure out a place to sit where it ain't that many people, but it seems like it's a lot of people in here now. And I'm going to 30, so I'm trying not to go too far away from where I'm supposed to go. So now I'm just walking around looking crazy. So I'm gonna sit over here. But yeah, when I saw the medicine, that was a big sign to me about how they really felt, about women and about women, especially issues with the cooch. No. Oh, I was telling y'all what he told me. So he said he came down right from the north. So my friend John was like, she want to know, why do you guys practice female circumcision, right? Guess what this man told us? And he told us this with a straight face, y'all. With a straight face. He says, let me sit down now. He says, the reason why they practice female circumcision is because women cannot control their sexuality. And Muslim men have to travel a lot. So they do that to control the woman's sexuality, her sexual drive, like her sexual drive. They feel like women have no control. Now, this is what the man told me. He told me this himself, the chief of this group who do it. He said, because the women don't have any control over their sexual appetite, and they have to have sex all the time. So we have to control that because we're gone a lot. We travel a lot, and we gotta have. We don't want them, being engaging in, you know what I mean, sex outside of marriage or cheating on them. So that's the way they do it. They take away everything they feel like causes the woman to enjoy sex, and they take away anything that will make you enjoy it. It's not supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be painful. You ain't supposed to enjoy it at all. Yeah, you ain't supposed to enjoy it at all. That is not made for enjoyment. No, that's made for domination and control. What is wrong with you women in the West? Y'all done turned something that's supposed to be about domination and control into something fun. You women from the West will mess up everything. Hold on, let me see what y'all saying. Let me see what y'all saying. So when he told me that, my mind was blown. He told me that. I said, "Are you serious?" And he said, "Yes." He told me that with a straight face. Yes, with a straight face, he told me that. Look at this big old plane. I could never fly that plane. Just getting close to it will make me have a anxiety attack. I'm a hyperventilate because it's getting too close to me now. It's making me paranoid coming this close to me. So, let me just see y'all comments. I forgot what I was talking about. I ain't had no sleep. I ain't had no sleep. None. I can't sleep on that plane. The plane ride is horrible. Yeah, I just can't. I can't even tell y'all anything good about the plane ride. I told them I'm lactose intolerant, y'all. And as you get older, if you have a food allergy like lactose intolerance, when you get older, ooh, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. All right, so mine has gotten worse. After my birthday, it said, "Oh, honey, we in full effect. Lactose intolerance is in full effect." Okay? So, I can't have very little like I can eat it if it's like in a bread, but that'll bother me too. It didn't used to, but now like even if it's baked into something, I can't, I'll have reactions to it. So I'm telling these people, I called and told them twice I was lactose intolerant and I need a special meal. She said, "Okay, tell the people when you get there." I told all the people. And guess what? When I get on the plane, no lactose intolerance meal. No, everything has cheese. They had macaroni and cheese for dinner. So guess what I had? Nothing. Nothing. So I haven't had anything but 2 pieces of bread. Yeah, that's it. Because that's all I could eat. Everything else had dairy in it. So it was horrible. Then they had me sitting, on Brussels. We can't choose our flights because this isn't ran by United. So we just sit where they tell us to sit. Y'all, they had me sitting on a row with 4 people on the 4 row in the middle, in the dang on middle. Y'all, I ain't sat in the middle seat since I was in college. I ain't sat in the middle seat since I was in college. Do you hear me? So I'm sitting in the middle seat. I'm like, oh no. Then these 3 men sitting beside me, and African men, some of them, I ain't gonna say all of them, but when they see a woman, you know, they don't respect you. They don't respect your rights. They don't respect nothing about you. Not even your right to your space and your seat. Because if they feel like they need it, they're gonna try to take it. So do you know what I had to do all night? Push them off my chair, push them off my space. I just put my leg there, honey, and I kept it there, and I kept on moving it until they moved. And then they would put their arms on my armrest, which I don't have no armrest because I was in the middle, remember? So I don't know what they wanted me to do with my arms. So they put their arms there. Guess what I did? I put my arms right down on top of them until they moved them. And then the one guy, he had too much stuff with him. So he think he's gonna take up my space and his space too. I'm like, oh no, no sir, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I have to go through this every time when I'm on this flight with these most of these African men because they truly don't respect women. I ain't gonna say all because y'all know I'm married to an African man. So I can't say all of them don't respect women, but most of them do not. Most of them do not. They feel like what's theirs is theirs and what's yours is theirs. They don't care. Even if they don't know me, them men didn't know me from nobody. So what makes them think they can come and just invade my space? Because I'm a woman, that's why. So, on top of that, I'm dealing with all night. I ain't sleep. I've been up since yesterday, and I'm still not gonna sleep because I got to get on another plane and get to Dayton. So that was a torturous nightmare. That's why I had to do the legal marriage because I ain't doing this no more by myself. I refuse. I refuse. Next time I will go to Gambia, we will be going together. I'm not doing that. He can carry all the suitcase. He can deal with all of that. I'm done with that. That's ridiculous. And then got to deal with, on top of that, got to deal with the smells. The smells. And then y'all know I told y'all about the hip replacement, right? I told y'all it goes off when I go through the security checkpoint. Y'all, they done changed the daggone alarm system. It go off like a daggone fire alarm when it's just jewelry, right? It's just this little nice beep, beep, beep. But when I went through there, oh my God, it said me, 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 me. You would have It was unbelievable. Three people come over there. I'm like, okay, here we go. And I said, well, I've had a joint replacement. Here's my card. I'm showing her the card. She's like, okay. She said, can I check you? And I said, sure. So she's checking me. In the meantime, three other security guards come over. They watching. Because anybody who go off like that, they got. And my alarm is for guns, not drugs, guns, okay? So just imagine me, me, me going off for guns, okay? So it's going off for guns. And so they all over there looking, like we got us one. We got us one. That's how they was looking. Like they was ready. Like we about to take her back. Ain't no way she going off like that. And she too young talking about she got a joint replacement. Ain't no way she got a joint replacement. Honey, I whipped out the card and I said, if you hold it right there, it's gonna go crazy. And they did. And then they scanned all, the other places. It didn't do nothing. It didn't do nothing. It went off on my bra. They patted that down. And I had a belt. I think I had no, it was my buckle in my pants. It went off for that too. But still, that was beep, 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 beep. But my hip, woo. Yeah, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing because everybody, and the guards, they were so excited. Those Belgian guards were so excited. They thought, oh, we got us one. We got us one. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. So, no, I don't enjoy this at all. I can't wait to get home. Okay, she says, let's get back to what we're talking about. These issues with these women. Because this don't make no sense. There's a serious problem when you're at that age and you're not cleaning yourself regularly. There is a serious problem where you smelling up the whole bathroom, and when you walk in, you smell it. So the smell hits you when you walk in. Queen Summer says FGM. Okay, she said that will cause it. Childbirth without proper procedures can cause urine leakage. It's common in Africa. Girl, don't tell me that. So they really don't respect women over there at all. Not at all. Dang, I tune into KeKe and she's talking about coochie smell. Laugh out loud. What you doing out there, KeKe? Girl, I was telling them when I went to the bathroom after we got off the plane, because Brussels don't let you use the bathroom on the plane. Okay, they shuts that down. So when we get off, everybody had to go to the bathroom. So that's when I went. I had to go. So I went in. Like as soon as I got in the door, I'm smelling smells that just should not be. I should not be smelling these smells coming from these grown women who just walked in there. So the smell is so strong, so stinky. It's coochie smell and it's musty smell, and they all battling to see who gonna be the star. Okay, it was that going on, and people doing number twos. So they doing number twos, cooch smelling, underarm smelling. Y'all know how mad I am. Y'all know how mad I am to smell that early in the morning. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to just use the restroom at the airport. That's all I'm trying to do. Use the restroom at the airport. Girl, yes, they are walking around with messed up cooches. I know they are. They gotta be. Because don't no healthy cooch smell like that. It's not, your cooch is not smelly unless it's sick. The pH balance will get off. That's how you know something's wrong. Because you smell something. You know how you go to the doctor and they say, do you smell anything? That's the first sign that you got something wrong because the smell is gonna be there. It ain't supposed to smell. And the fact that they think that's because if we smell it, and if it's a heavy scent, you know they smell it. Or maybe they so used to it they don't smell it. I don't know. At least call it a pocketbook. Oh, you call it a pocketbook? That's cute. My nana used to call it a pocketbook. Cotton Top says, why wash it when you don't have to? What? You don't have to wash your coach. Why not? Why don't you have to wash it? Why not? Why don't you want to wash it? For one, why don't you want to wash it? I don't get it. I don't get it. Because like my nana said, before we smell it, you smell it. You smell yourself. And if you sitting there acting like you don't smell yourself, you know that's a lie. Now, it's so bad that I go to another restroom and it's the same smells because they eating the same food. Whatever food they eat smell horrible. Okay? They eating the same food, so it smelled horrible. It was just disgusting. It was like the worst thing. Hold on, I'm putting my jacket on. It was like the worst thing, like teenage girls. You know how teenage girls, you go to the bathroom behind them? Okay, you expect that. They teenagers. They don't know. But these women, 40, 50, 60, 70, I don't think none of them was 80. But, well, one of them might have been 80. She might have been, I don't know how old she was. But they was too old. They was too old to be smelling like that. That's what I do now. They was too old and too grown to be smelling like that. To be smelling like that. And why they don't think they have to wash it, I don't know. I don't have no clue. But maybe they don't talk to them about. But you know what? Maybe they don't talk to them about personal hygiene like that. Maybe nobody sits down and talks to them and tells them about cleaning their bodies like that. Because if somebody don't talk to you about it, you're not going to know. You're not going to know how to clean yourself like that. You don't think, oh, the proper thing to do is put soap down there. But if you ain't supposed to put soap, number one, because a lot of soap, especially soaps that smell good, they have sugar in them, and those sugary soaps cause yeast infections. Did you know that? So all that stuff you use, that Bath and Body Works, you don't put that down there. That's got sugar in it. And sugar is gonna make you smell. Let's see. Tell me why they ain't gotta wash your cotton top. Coochie Talk with KeKe LuvsNIGERIA. That's right, because you need to get that right. You ladies who having problems with that, y'all need to get that right. Y'all need to get that right. Ain't no reason for that. It's sad that FGM prevents orgasms. FGM is also supposed to cut down on the odor. How? How does FGM cut down on the odor? How is that even possible? Okay, we're gonna have to move again, y'all. I don't even know how that's possible. This place is really crowded now. Oh shit. Um, yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying. Sorry. But this place is really getting crowded. Let me go back up here. I don't know what I was saying. I don't even see any place where people are not. It's a whole bunch of people everywhere now. Oh, how is it supposed to prevent odor? Explain that, Queen Summer. How is it to prevent odor when they believe it causes infection? Well, that's what the doctors say, that they don't, that The equipment they use is not clean. Have y'all ever seen the equipment that they use to do those with? I don't even think they wash them. Or I know they don't sterilize them. Okay. So tell me how it's supposed to cut down on the odor. How? When they still having a cycle. And guess what the man told me? So I know you's right about them infections. I forgot to tell y'all this part. The man told me that every time they come back, the men come back from whatever they doing, their little escapades, okay? When they go back, the Muslim men, I'm talking about the back to the Cameroonian man who was explaining to me why they did FGM. He says so when they come back from their little wherever they been, and they have to they want be intimate with their wives. Guess what they have to do? There's a special sword. I am not lying. There's a sword that they use. And he said every time they want to have sex with her, they use this sword and they have to cut her so he can enter her because she's so tightly that they have to cut her with the sword so he can enter her. Now let me ask you this. Do you know every time they cut her, that cut got to heal again? Over and over and over, that same cut has got to heal over and over again. Yeah, them coochies are sick down there. Just think about that. You know how much infection that's gonna cause? And then do you know what else? Guess what else honey, guess what else? Now this is one of my ex-husbands told me this, okay? He told me this. His dad practices polygamy, right? Honey, he told me that after so long, because every time they cut you and enter you, they tear you up and you get scar tissue all down there, scar tissue everywhere. So you know what the scar tissue gonna do? It's gonna close it up even more. It's gonna make it even harder to penetrate, even after you do all the cutting, because the scar tissue is so hard, it's just gonna keep coming back. So after a while, it's just gonna get blocked and you can't do nothing with it. And guess what he told me? He said the scar tissue gets so bad that they can't even be intimate anymore. By the time they're 40, probably before 40, I'll say probably 35, they can't be intimate anymore because they're scarred up down there. They're so scarred, can't nothing penetrate because of all the scar tissue. So this is why they get the young wives. This is why they need the younger wives. You notice after they get another wife, it's always younger than the last wife. It's always younger and younger. Well, that's why. Because the older they are, the more scar tissue they have, and they can't do nothing with that. It hurt them. They can't get in there. And they can't cut it up no more. They don't cut it up enough. So it's messed up. Yeah, it's messed up. So they can't do nothing with that. Yeah. And that's what he told me. So the odor, I believe the thing, FGM probably causes that odor. Well, for one, if they're using fingers, then finger gets infected. So that defeats the purpose. Exactly. But what if they they don't wash their hands like that. Sonya, they don't keep their hands clean like that. So you gonna put your finger up there and your finger is dirty on top of that. So your finger, you don't know what kind of bacteria is on your finger. And you putting it in there with this cream. So you contaminating the medicine also. Yeah. Yeah, you contaminating the medicine also. Then she says, it defeats the yeast problem is still present. Yes, it will still be present. And I'm sure a lot of them have, and they never get them cleared up. Never. There wasn't no women in there. There wasn't no women in there asking no questions. And they probably use like home remedies. You know what I mean? Going to the pharmacy like that, I bet they don't do that. And speak freely to a man about what's going on with them. I know they don't do that. But that explains why they had nasty attitudes like that. Because just imagine if you was 35 and you was done having sex for the rest of your life. Just think about that. You ain't having no more sex because you can't. You can't because your coochie been cut up. Now just think how you gonna feel, especially against women who don't got no cut up coochie. Okay? Just think about that. Just let that marinate. Because they're fully aware that there are some women who have all parts, and they're fully aware that they don't have all parts. So I think that's why because you ever met some African women and they just be so nasty, so miserable, so mean and nasty. And I think that's why. Because they don't have a good, healthy sex life. Because that's important. Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye, Chat Lives Matter. She says she can't take the coochie talk. Okay. No clothes on. Yes. With funky coochies. Yes. Now that's what you call funky. Funky fresh. No, honey, that wasn't fresh. That was horrible. I'm still trying to get the smell out my head. New clothes. Yeah, new clothes, honey. The cream comes with an applicator. Oh, not at this maybe it was the pharmacy we were at. I hope so. So you think there's other ones where you can get the cream, okay? Because this cream, he didn't have any. That was the first thing I noticed. Because I was like, wow, this what y'all get y'all? Oh, that's a pretty plane. Y'all see that plane? I wonder whose plane is that? That is a pretty plane. Wow. It's something. East something. Maybe Ethiopia. I don't know. Okay, let me get back on here. Uh, where we at? The cream comes with go around show y'all around. Show y'all around. What do y'all want to see? Okay. And Brussels, waiting to go home, honey. I'm waiting to get on the flight to Chicago. I'm waiting to get up out of here. What's sad is FJ? Is that FGM ever? Oh, he's saying what's sad is that they've done that. Well, yeah, and they're going to continue to do that because that's a big culture thing. And like I said, they're not going to stop that. The women are over there. Some women are over there fighting for that because they feel like, and then some traditional men will not marry them if they don't have that done, if they don't have that procedure done. So, yeah, they're kind of in a messed up situation when it comes to that. After I really found out how deep rooted it is into the culture and that the women are fighting for it and they see it as a form of that's like some kind of honor to them. Like the women who have it, like that's like some kind of honor to them. So yes, it's pathetically patriarchal. It is. And that's a way to keep them in control. Domination and control. That's all. That's all. Like I told you how they was doing me on the plane, how they do me. That's why I don't like riding the plane. It hardly be women on there, but the rest be men. And they just feel like, you a woman and I don't have to respect you. And whatever you sitting down, you don't need that space. I'm going to put my feet in your space. I'm going to lean in your space because that's how we treat our women at home. That's how we treat our women at home. I'm not saying all of them do. Because if all of them did, I wouldn't be with one. Okay? So, no, all of them don't. But most of them do. Most of them do. Most of them do. Because for you to do that to me, you don't even know me, dude. You don't even know me. But you feel like my space is your space. I can just come and enter your space and just do whatever because you're a woman and what are you going to do? And then another thing, the African men always be trying to talk to me. Always. Always. I'm trying to just get off the plane. Oh, where you going? Oh, where you coming from? Oh, you've been in the Gambia. Oh, 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 I have 5 businesses. Oh, I live in Sweden. Oh, I live in France. I want to say, oh, I don't care. Oh, why are you talking to me? Oh, did I ask you any questions? But see, I get it. I'm a woman. And in their head, they're a successful African man. So why wouldn't she want to talk to me? Let me just tell her how much money I have. Let me just tell her what I do. Let me just tell her where I live. I live in Europe. She's going to love me. And I just look at him like, okay, why are you bothering me? You know, okay, that's nice. That's good. But why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering me? Because I don't care about none of that. But that's again, that's because of the culture they come from. You know, it's that I'm a man and everybody want me. Mm-hmm. Let me see what else y'all saying. I'm so ready to go home. Yeah, honey, I was concerned about my health. Oh, truth serum, it was crazy. It was like I had to be really, really, really careful. Like, really careful. Because I did a video. I'm going to show y'all. I sat there one day at turntable and I watched this food truck prepare their hot wings. Y'all wouldn't believe it. And see, this is a food truck I had ate at twice. The first time I ate at, it was pretty good. I was okay. But the second time I ate there, I got sick. And I was like, this chicken ain't right. And I could, you know how when you squeeze the chicken and you see the oil in it, you know it's too much oil. I said, for one, the oil is old. I said, they're using old oil. They need to change it. So I said, no, I'm not eating this anymore. Well, we went up to turntable and we saw the little food truck. Y'all, y'all not gonna believe it. Do y'all know that chicken? She takes the chicken out of the refrigerator and she lets the chicken sit in the hot sun the entire time she's cooking it. The raw chicken. So say you come up and you say you want 6 pieces, right? She's going to take 6 pieces out and she's going to fry them and she's going to leave the whole bucket sitting there. And then she's going to wait for somebody else to come. So that chicken sits out in the sun all day and then somebody turns around and eats it. I can't do that because I'll get sick. Yeah, I was concerned about me too. That's why I said no. It's too easy to get sick over there, y'all, for real. It's just too easy. It's too easy to get food poisoning. It's too easy to get sick. It's just too easy, too easy. It's just way too easy. So yeah, I was concerned about my health too. That's why I was like, no. Then I had to, like I told y'all about the tourist area, I had to stay at the tourist area. I had to eat there because over there, they have like chefs who work in their kitchen at the resorts. So I had to I had to I had to go to the resort. I had to go to. Let me go over here because people can hear me, and I think it's some African people right here listening to everything I'm saying. Let me get up over here. Yeah, it is, y'all. Look. Yeah, I'm about to go over here. Yeah, I'm about to go over here. Can't nobody hear me. So, I just walked past the people I just told y'all. Same smell. Just walked past that lady. Same smell. Same dang on smell. Oh, they look cute. Y'all see them? Oh, they look real cute. Let me show y'all. Look, can y'all see them? The people getting off the quarter plane. Oh, look at them. Looky. They look so cute. Oh, I see y'all. I see y'all. Y'all look cute. All right, let me get back to this. But yeah, remember I told y'all about going to the tourist area, the resorts. Well, the chefs at the resorts, they know about sanitation. They know about cross contamination. They know about all the stuff that we have to deal with, okay, that we need to stay healthy. So the resorts are not an option. There's not like it's a something fun. It's not like it's a choice. You have to go there. If you don't go there, you're gonna get sick. I promise you. You will get sick. Every time you go out to eat, you're gonna get sick. Yes. Because the other places is just doing what I told you the lady was doing. Leaving the chicken in the hot sun, then going back and cooking it, and then we just sit over there. We don't know none of that. We go buy the food and we go eat it. No. And then guess what? Remember when Art Kathy said something about somebody go and scratch they behind and then go back. The lady making the sandwich will go and scratch her behind and then go make your sandwich and don't even wash her hands. Do y'all know I seen that? I seen that. I said, oh my God. Art Kathy was right. Y'all know how many times I done said Aunt Kathy was right. Because she was right about that. Now the cancer stuff, I don't know what's going on with that. We ain't had a chance to look into that. But I feel like that's between her and God. I don't know. I can't get on nobody's sickness and say you ain't sick and you lying about that. I can't do that. I can't do that because HIPAA is private. HIPAA is private. You cannot discuss my medical problems or anybody else's medical problems. So I'm not doing that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. But I know you can be misdiagnosed. I know mental illnesses are misdiagnosed all the time. All the time. Now, for the GoFundMe, for that, I'm sure she had to show some proof, okay, that all of that was going on or something was going on before they would let her do that. Do for the guy, put up the GoFundMe. Because GoFundMe really checks. They really check. Especially if you get a complaint. They really check to make sure you're not fraudulent. So, I don't know about that, but I do know when she was talking about the stuff she was saying about Gambia. Although it was insulting. Yeah, it was. It was. But, I mean, then stop doing it. You know? If I'm doing something to insult you, then I'ma stop. I'ma stop. If I don't want you talking about me, I'ma stop. I'ma stop. I'ma listen to what you say. And I'ma take it, either I'ma take it or I'ma leave it. But you can't, it ain't like she was lying. She couldn't have been lying for me to see the same thing. And she couldn't have been lying about remember I told y'all about the dude in the fire, the fire alarm that was going off all night? No, I'm exaggerating. It was going off and the dude didn't even know to take the battery out. Remember that? And it just kept going off and kept going off. And we was like, why don't you just take the battery out? No, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. Until after a while, then he listened and then, he said, oh, the battery. So then he finally took the battery out. And I'm like, why? Why would you have to go through all of that when we telling you what it is? So yeah, I was concerned about my health also. Yeah, I was concerned about my health because, like I said, I don't eat properly when I get over there. I don't. I don't eat properly. I don't drink properly. I'm pretty sure I'm probably dehydrated. You know, I haven't ate properly since I've been there. It's just been hard. That's a hard journey. That's just hard. It's really hard on your body. It's hard on everything. Nah, I need a break from that. For real. For real. I don't know how I used to do this every year. I don't. I do not know how I used to do this every year. But I did stop for a little while. I stopped for a little while and then I started back. But yeah. This is just hard on your body. I don't know how people say, this is a great time. But I did have moments of fun. I did. I had fun. I had fun though. Through it's like life. You know how life has its ups and its downs. It was like that. It's like life. It has its ups and its downs. So it was okay. I had fun. I had fun moments, and then I had moments where it was rough. It was rough. And everything is so expensive. And when you pay a certain amount of money, you expect you expect to get your money's worth. You know what I mean? You expect what you paid for. You ain't getting what you paid for. Hey Harmony. Harmony says, sorry, I'm just getting to your live chat. Is there a lot of female? You know what? I didn't see one, honey. Do y'all know? Do they have, I know they got gynecology. I hope they do. Who delivered them babies? Oh, because it's their tradition. It's their tradition to get, and y'all know who come and get them to take them to go get cut? Their grandmothers. So it's like a family tradition. It's the grandmothers that's saying no, no, no. It's our tradition. So no, it's the older senior women who want this to continue. They feel like their women are gonna get like us, loose. They think we're loose women. So they don't want their women to be like us. And they feel like we're like this because they let us have all our parts and they let us enjoy sex freely. And you should not let a woman enjoy sex freely because it ruins her. Okay. Hey, Eris, how you doing? Hey, good morning, KeKe. Hey, Rockabye baby. I just girl, because it's all on the plane, and then it was in the bathroom. Okay, then you go to the bathroom, and then when you come out of the bathroom, like wherever they are, like pig peeing on Charlie Brown. Remember pig peeing, and the stink kept coming around him like a cloud. It's like that. I told y'all I just walked past them and I still smelled the smell. Now come on, come on, come on, come on. That should not be. So that's what made me angry this morning because we got off that plane at 5 o'clock. Who want to smell that at 5 o'clock in the morning? Who want to smell that any time in the morning? But at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it just woof hits you in the face. Oh God, I was angry. I was angry. African goddess. Oh, good. You could answer some of the questions. Again, basic education in government primary schools would assist the poor to have better knowledge. What will make you sick? So you think this is something they could teach it? Yes, because we teach it. No, do I teach anything? I don't teach anything about health. I take that back. I don't. I just teach you how to read. I teach you the fundamentals. So I don't know what grade teaches that. I remember though when I was in school, we were taught we were older though when we went to health class. We were older. It seemed like we were in high school when we had health. Uh, Let me see. So she says the school system should do that. If you buying stuff from the street vendors, that's unregulated. It's not like buying stuff from a fast food chain. Okay, so let me ask you about the fast food chain because I went to a fast food chain and I ran into the same problem. It was this place called Chicks King, I think, and the food made me sick. The food smelled like, chicken. It smelled like chicken right before it go bad. That's what it smelled like to me. So, what do you do about those places? I mean, how do you know which one of those places are safe? Because I just quit trusting any place that was not a resort. I didn't trust it. If it wasn't a resort, I wasn't going because I couldn't take no chance of going through that. What I had went through that night, I was so sick. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. So I don't want to go through that again. is illegal in the Gambia, but it still happens. Yeah, they want it to happen. It sure is, and it's illegal to marry minors in the Gambia, but they still do it because let me tell y'all, because Islam has its own rules. Okay, its own rules. Now they're supposed to follow, you know, like when it comes to criminal stuff, they follow the is it the legal law? I forgot what they call it, but it's the legal law. But most of that social stuff like that, they follow Sharia law. They have their own rules. Yeah, they have. Like I told y'all, everybody else have to wait 10 days to do their registry legal their registry announcement. Muslims don't. You do it right then, honey. You can do it right then, right now. Mm-mm. Because of the way their religion views marriage and divorce. You can get a divorce right away. You can get married right away because they don't want you to sin, which I understand that because they feel like the longer you make people wait to be together, they're going to fornicate. And once they start fornicating, that kind of brings in, bad stuff into your relationship. So that's why they have laws like that. Yeah, it still happens. Oh, wow. Then the bribery looks like it's real bad. What you mean the bribery looks like it's real bad? What did I say to make you think that the bribery looks like it's real? Yeah, the bribery is real bad. In the Dominican Republic, Harmony says, my family and I saw vendors selling raw chickens, fish, and other meat on display in the hot sun. Honey, yeah. And they'll come buy it. And do you know what that is doing to the fruit? The fruit can't even take that. So just imagine what it does to the meat. Like the fruit, once you eat the watermelon, I had watermelon that came from the sun. And I'm like, this tastes like, you know how when you put watermelon and you leave it out with uncovered for a long time? Not even a long time, but just a little while and it gets soggy like. The watermelon was soggy. Do you know it was hard for me to even get good fruit in the Gambia because they were having some type of heat wave. So I couldn't even get good fruit this time. Normally I can eat mangoes. I'll stick to fruit. I couldn't do that this time. There was no fruit to eat. So imagine that. I even went and got some plantains. They don't eat plantains in Gambia like that. Can y'all believe that? What Africans don't eat plantains? They're the only ones I know. So I had to go find some plantains. We had to drive around and I had to find plantain. They weren't good plantains. And I never eat, well, that's not true. I got hold of bad plantains before. But these were some bad plantains. And I thought maybe I just got some bad ones that day, but no, they were bad. All the fruit was bad this year they said because of the heat. African goddess. Is FGM done by medical practitioners or at a medical facility? Do people die from it? Yeah, people die from it. And no, it's not. It's done in a hut. Girl, it's done in a hut under a tree. With a pair of scissors. With a pair of rusty scissors. Rusty scissors or a rusty knife. You ain't getting what is that? To make the pain go away? You ain't getting none of that. You ain't getting no numb cream. You ain't getting nothing. You just getting cut up.
Dear passengers turning on any Air Canada flight today via Montreal or Toronto, if you don't have a boarding pass from Air Canada yet, please present yourself to the transfer desk.
Y'all know
that is located between B14 and B10 in the B terminal. Thank you. Chers passagers pour vol Air Canada 833 ou 827 à destination de Toronto au Montréal. Si vous n'avez pas encore de carte d'embarquement de Air Canada, veuillez vous présenter au comptoir de transfert de la porte B14.
So you think I told you, girl, they used to bribe us. Was in Cameroon. They used to bribe us every day. They would see us coming. We did our inspections. We did our inspections faithfully. Because remember I told y'all we would go out and drink beer every day after work. So after we did our inspections, honey, where y'all think we got the money from? They would give us money. Like the 500 safer was like the fee. Like you pay the council. And the council just take the money and turn their head. And that's what we would do. We would get there And they would give us the 500 safer, and we would go to the next one, go to the next building, get our 500 safer, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly how it went down. Uh, Rockabye baby. No, it's done by traditional midwives. It's illegal. No doctor will do that except in Egypt. Yeah, because that doctor is probably going to lose his license, and that doctor knows that that's just cruel. That's cruel. Like, I'm trying to see if anybody hear me. Like, God made like like sex to be enjoyable. Like, that was his intention. So why do you think, because you're a man, you decide it should not be enjoyable? So you're gonna go in and change God's natural design of woman. He naturally made us like that. He did that on purpose. But man was offended by it. So they said, nope, I'm gonna cut out all of that. Anything that gives her any kind of pleasure or protection. They even cut the lips off, y'all. You know, the outer lips? They cut them off. Those are for protection. So won't nothing just crawl up in your coot in the little hole part? You know, so can't nothing just crawl up when it want to. They cut that off. Ain't nothing. When they get done, honey, it's bald head. Bald. Nothing is there. Except a little hole. A little bitty hole. So the menstrual blood can come out. And like I said, and then he has to cut you. Every time. Every time. Oh no, KeKe, I'm glad you're better. Food poison. No, it's no joke. No, it is no joke. That's why I wasn't playing with that. I wasn't playing with, and you can't even trust the resorts either, because they have step. Like one night we went, and this place was really nice. It was Kunta Kinte Resort. It's a really nice resort. We had the last couple of beach videos where I was eating that food and I ate it real fast. That was the Kunta Kinte Beach Resort. Oh, this was a really nice resort, y'all. So I thought, honey, we went there last night. I'm trying to get some food before I go, because I know I ain't going to eat no time soon. We get there, they give us the food. Do y'all know the dang on shrimp is raw? Like, raw. Like pink. It's pink. Like the seasoning is on there, but it's just pink. They didn't cook it. And I'm like, did they really just give me this raw shrimp? It's pink, y'all. It is pink. And then I said, well maybe, they didn't cook it as long. Because last time it was a golden brown. The outer shell was a golden brown color. And the inside of the shrimp was like a pinkish pretty color. Pink and white, kind of. Like crab meat. But this was like just pink on the outside. And I'm like, no, this don't seem like it's right. So then I look at the other one. I cut it. It was like the little brown. I cut, like it wasn't done at all. Wow, I see there's a problem there. Somebody tells you it's not, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. And I'm so sorry, but they are. Rockabye baby, African goddess says, it causes difficulties in childbirth. Many young girls' bodies split, and the canal where the waist and the vagina comes one in a medical term. I know what she's talking about. That happens here though too. Some women will split, but they won't all the way back like that. The women do tear a little. They tear a little bit. I forgot what that area is called, but they do tear a little bit. But she said they split. So all of that area. It probably, I told you, because they can't get in there. Type 4 is scraping and piercing. Type 4. What is type? What is type 4? Okay. So these are the different types. This one narrow the opening. That's what I was telling y'all about. But it sounds like the people in Cameroon use a combination. It's the combination model. Yeah, they do all of these. Enroll in the one. They do 1, 2. She want me to kidnap in a Gambian hospital. I know many people who had to be admitted in the hospitals in Ghana and Nigeria because of typhoid fever or some other food poisoning. Honey. Oh, there go the pretty ladies again. Look at them, y'all. Oh, what did I just do? Can y'all see them? They getting back on their plane. This must be a new team. But yeah, that no, that's why True Serum, I got real strict after that incident, and I had been there 7 days, no 5 days, I think. After I had felt myself getting sick the second day. The second day I had felt myself getting sick. So as soon as I started putting that food in my system, I started getting sick. Because it's not like our food. And your body knows when something is, and I'm still not right. I'm telling you, my stomach is still not right. I cannot wait to get home. I haven't even had any real, I can't tell y'all when I had real food. Real food? Probably since I left. I don't even, and then you know how you go without eating for so long that you don't even want no food? Like I need to go try to find something to eat before I get on this plane. I'm sick of trying to find something to eat though. That got on my nerves. Type 3 is the narrowing. Narrowing at part, removing all apart. I didn't want you, okay. Type 4 is scraping and piercing. African goddess, what is scraping and piercing? Tell us what that means. I never heard of scraping and piercing. I heard of the other ones, but it's usually a combination of 1 and 2. You know, and then did you see the one where they remove the vulva, where they talk about they cut that part off too? Yeah, they cut the whole thing off. Yeah, it's different types, but the one that most of them come with, like the ones they tell me about, are the ones. It's a combination. They remove all of the clitoris, and they narrow it at the same time. They cut that part off and then they sew you up. So many misogynistic practices in certain cultures, including polygamy, all centered around male insecurities and a need to control. Exactly. He's so right. It is all centered around a male's insecurities. It really is. He's really right. It is, and that's why I just laugh. That's why I left, because a secure man, he ain't gotta he ain't gotta do that to you. Because he know, oh, she ain't gonna mess with nobody. Y'all think my husband be sitting up there thinking, oh, when she get home, she gonna start sleeping with somebody else. Y'all think he think that? No. He knows she ain't doing that. She ain't that type of woman. So if you married to a woman that's gonna sleep around and can't control her sexuality, then you should have chose a different bride. And 9 times out of 10, he done got a little girl bride. Like a 14, 15 year. They ain't supposed to marry them either, but they do. They do. In Nigeria, do you know the age of consent? African goddess, tell me if this is still correct. The age of consent when you can legally consent to sex is 11. 11. African goddess, is that still true? That the age of consent where someone can legally consent to having sex is 11. 11. But I think you got to be 18 to get married, though. That's why I say they need to teach food hygiene, etc. in schools. Prevention is better than a cure, especially in the medical care is poor. Yes, they need to teach it in school. They need to teach a lot. And you know what else? They need African goddess. Like we used to have this Planned Parenting program, Planned Parenthood. People really didn't like Planned Parenthood because they said it was controversial because they were in our neighborhoods and they were controlling birth control amongst our people, and they felt like they were trying to stunt our growth as a people. So they kind of shut Planned Parenthood down. But Planned Parenthood used to help with birth control. They were just what they said. They planned parenthood. So if you got pregnant and you didn't want the child or it was unexpected, you could go to Planned Parenthood. You can get they would give you an abortion. You didn't have to pay for the abortion. They were they would give you birth control pills. You didn't have to pay for the birth control pills. I remember when I was in high school, boys used to go up there and get free condoms. They used to give boys free condoms. Like it was like they knew we were going to engage in sex, but they said, okay, we can't, they teach you to abstinence was one. They did talk about abstinence, but for the people who did not abstain, because abstinence is a form of birth control, but the people who didn't abstain from sex, they gave them a different alternative. Okay, they gave them something so they wouldn't get pregnant. But I said they need something like that in Gambia. They really do. They really do need something like that. They need something where, yeah, we're gonna have to go find a plug to plug up the phone. Let me get my charger out real quick. But, hold on, yeah, I'm trying to find it. But, yeah, they need something like that. They need something like Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood would teach you all about different forms of birth control. It was just, I thought it was something good to have in the community, because it taught us things that we couldn't talk to our parents about. It taught you. Hold on, I'm gonna put the phone right here while I look for this thing, okay? Oh, y'all can see right there. But I thought it was a really good alternative. I thought it helped a lot of people because it gave you a lot of free information and it gave you a lot of resources. But for some reason, I think it has something to do with the abortions. It was something to do with black people, I think, why they ended it. But they cut it out. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to lay this right here while I look for my phone charger. But it was some reason they cut it out. They stopped doing them. And I don't know why. Maybe y'all will know. Maybe somebody there can tell me why. Because I can't remember. But I think it has something to do with with abortions. Why they, I think they went to court and everything. It was a real big deal with them. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to go walk around and try to find a phone. Not a phone, but you know what I mean. A charging port. All right, I got this. So I'm about to go. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. I know all y'all can see is my book bag, but hold on. I'm gonna change it in 1 second. 1 second, good people. Then I'm gonna go back to y'all. But I gotta turn this thing on. Is it not charged? Hold on. Okay. It's working now. Okay. All right. Let me go up here and see what y'all was saying. Oh, there's no sound. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I hit the wrong button. Oh, please forgive me. I hit the wrong button. That's why people was coming up. Okay, thank you, True Serum. Okay, I'm gonna have to give y'all my
Les
number
passagers suivant
so y'all can
destination de Toronto avec Air Canada,
y'all can let me
Kennedy,
know. You know
Oliver,
how Steph
Maddox,
always texts me and for
Imagination,
Black Righteous always texts me.
Mouletta, Colombo. Veuillez vous
So I'm gonna
présenter
have to give y'all my
immédiatement à la
number so y'all
porte
can text me
B34, s'il vous plaît.
and tell me when I do
Dear
that.
ladies and gentlemen, following passengers are requested to present
I don't even know what
themselves
I
as
was
soon as
saying, y'all.
possible at B34.
Where we at?
Kennedy, Oliver, Maddox,
Oh, we was talking about is
Imagination,
pedophilia considered.
Mouletta, Kayako.
Did y'all hear my
Please
comments about
proceed at
pedophilia
B34
and how
immediately.
it's
Thank
just
you.
about the airport? Did y'all hear anything I said about the airport and how the European man came in there with this young black girl? Did I tell y'all that? Oh yeah, it ain't even yeah. What do you mean arranged marriages in the Gambia? What do you mean? That's just what they do. Now some of the young people, like my brother-in-law, honey, he's 23. He told them no. Honey, he told them he ain't doing it. He called and told them he getting married because he in the United States going to school. He said, I'm getting married. And they was like, no, you supposed to be in school studying because, the family control you like that. You're supposed to be in school studying. You're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. Honey, he told them no. He told them no. He is getting married and he is going on with his life. He is grown. You see how they change. The modernization, once he gets to the United States, he like, no, I ain't following those rules. But arranged marriages are alive and well over there. That's why they're so unhappily married. Ain't nobody who married for real. Now, some people married for real. Like I got some friends who didn't have to do arranged marriages. I think it's the families that are conservative. I think African goddess. What would you say are the type of families who do arranged marriages to this day, who are still arranging marriages? What kind of family would you say that is? Because I don't think everybody does that now. Because see, even within his family, you see, the brother wouldn't do it. He said, "No, he ain't doing it," and he married somebody else. Uh, so the pedophile, yeah, that's a big problem. That's a really big problem. Uh, and Rockabye Baby said, the African goddess says, unfortunately, it's usually the children of the poor who get sold to underage. Yes, yes, or she's right, or they get into it for survival. She's right. She's absolutely right. Because I keep telling people, it ain't nothing like being hungry in Africa. Ain't nothing like being hungry here. Like here in the United States, okay, yeah, we hungry. But being hungry in Africa, that's a whole different type of hungry. That's a whole different type of hungry, y'all. Okay, would you say, okay, African goddess says arranged marriages are done by the very rich and the very poor. So that tells me that it's a part of the culture, that it's an important part of the culture. So tell me, African goddess, what is it? Because this is what I was told why they do it. And they do it amongst family members, right? So they would arrange a marriage between me and my uncle's kid, okay, my uncle's son, my first cousin, okay. They would arrange it, which is illegal because it's too close in bloodline, and your child can be handicapped. So they would arrange that marriage, okay? And the reasoning for the arranged marriage, the logic behind it, is because you're supposed to give dowries when you get married, right? Dowries are money. All right, large sums of money on gifts. You got to give all of this gifts, large sums of money, right? And this stuff goes with the wife, like it goes with her. It doesn't go to the family, it goes to her. I think all of it goes to her. Well, this is why they started doing the arranged marriages with the relatives, because they wanted to keep the wealth in the family. So, because the daughter usually goes with another family, right? So, if she's going with another family and she's taking all her marriage stuff with her, all of that's going to go to that other family. So they're going to get the benefit of it. The wealth is going to leave, like the cattle, the money, whatever they get is going to go with her and to like him and his family. But the way the arranged marriage is supposed to cushion that, so it keeps the wealth in the family. Because if I'm marrying my uncle's son, that's my mother's brother, we still have access to the wealth. So the wealth is not going out of the family. Now that's why I was taught what was the purpose and why they did arranged marriages. It was strictly about money, keeping money in the family. Because if you look in the Quran, and honey, I've looked, and it says in the Quran that when you look to marry, don't look inside your family. Look outside of your family. It clearly says that in the Quran. So I'm not sure what Quran the Muslims are using where it doesn't, where their reading it says marry your cousins. Because it don't say that. It don't say that. That's why I was asking my husband about that. He said a lot of them don't know how to read. And he said, and they don't read the Quran. They won't go read the Quran like you do. They won't go look up a surah. They won't go look up what the Quran says about something. He said they won't do that. They'll just believe whatever people tell them. And that's lies the problem. What you're describing is what the poor do. Poor people do that. So poor people do that to keep the money in the family. The rich people don't do that. In most political, yep, they do them too. Yep, yep, he's right. For political power. You know who else does it for political power? The royals. They intermarry too. In the UK, they did it too. For so the rich do it. They do it for and he's right, for political power. They do that. So like they would send one daughter to marry the king of Austria, so we could be cool. You know what I mean? And we keep all this together, and we're gonna be friends, and we're gonna fight everybody else. So he's absolutely right. I forgot about that. So it is, and I'll give you one of mine, one of my women, and we'll be cool. Like the Fulani people, like my people. My background is Fulani Hausa. That's the 49, 50. One is like 48. One is like 49. And it's like and I'm like, what is this? When I was looking at this, I'm like, so. And then there's a map they show you, right, where your ancestors go. Man, he having fun. Y'all should see him. He having a good time. Hi. Yeah, hi. Sorry, y'all. The kids be cracking me up. They don't care. They break all the rules. They in here. Hi. They in here turning the airport up. Hey, y'all. Yeah, I see. Oh, yes, it's a beautiful view. Yes. Hi, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Yes. Yeah, they just talking to me. Um, the poor cannot read. Yeah, that's what he said. They can't read. Yes, I see her. Yes, they can't read. Um, but yeah, that's a political move too. It's a strategy. He's right. So I think the rich people do it too. I think that everybody does it for. Look at her. She's so nosy. Let me show y'all the baby. Oh no, I bet I put that lady baby on the camera. I'll be like, why you putting my baby on the camera, ma'am? Who told you to put my baby on the camera, ma'am? You want to see why he crying? Y'all should see her. She coming over here trying to see why this other little boy crying. She's so nosy. Y'all, she bending around the corner so she can see him crying. What's going on? She's so cute. I wish y'all could see her. Okay. Oh, I was telling y'all about my DNA. So they went up. This is the map. I kid y'all not. It was like from Mali. There's a little part in Mali. Like I think 20% is my land in that region where it's present day Mali. It ain't even 20%. I think it's something like that, 15, 20%. But Mali, right? And I think there's a little Benin Republic in there. There's a little Benin Republic, so Mali can't be 20. Mali a little small amount, and then there's Benin Republic. But look, they go from Mali, Benin. They weren't even in Mali and Benin Republic too long. They went there for maybe once or twice. But honey, they stayed up around the border at Cameroon and Nigeria, the top part. And I said, why are they staying up there? Why do they just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? Well, it's said, Ancestry.com will explain to you your ancestors' movements because that's what they trace, their migration patterns, and they said they did that because that group intermarried, so they married each other. That's why if you see my family, everybody look alike. Our DNA, like if you know our family because our dreams are really strong. Like everybody has a feature. You'll say, oh, that's them. Oh, that's them. You could tell because they all look alike. They all have some type of feature. Well, they intermarried for years before they came here. They practiced intermarriage, which means they would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, marrying each other. And that's what they did. And why they did that probably for political power, because the Fulani House of people are warriors, and they probably did that for political reasons. Uh, to keep peace. Hi, pretty girl. To keep peace. I see. Different reasons they did it for. But I think it was more like he said, to keep peace and to a political strategy. Uh, it's a strong intermarriage between Yoruba Muslim elites and Hausa Fulani elites. Oh, really? Now, see, I didn't know that. And I just found out that there's some Yorubans who are Muslims. I thought all of them was Christian. Because, honey, they be in Lagos in 4-4. She's beautiful. Oh, they don't even speak English, y'all. They don't even know what I'm saying. The kids was over here talking to me. What was they talking? Well, how they even understand what I was saying? How they even understand me? Oh, I didn't know that about the house of Fulani. Your husband is right. The poor cannot read. That's what he said. They can't. He said, so they're going to believe whatever you tell them. And that's why they want them. That's what the man was saying. Some African man, I heard him say, they all want a beautiful village girl. And when he said that, I said, what? All of them don't want no beautiful village girl. You want a beautiful village girl. No, and on top of that, he said a young. I'm hot. Yeah, I think they speak. I don't know what language they speak to me. I don't know what they say. But, yeah. I don't know what I just said. Uh, okay. All right. I'm looking at y'all comments. In other words, pedophilia is just a Western concept. Yeah, pretty much. We the one trip over that. So when I saw it I was telling you at the airport, I just really got upset. I just really like when you see it, it's like you can't help it. It's like you can't help it. It's like, and then homosexuality. They don't know nothing about homosexuality. Like, like we see it. We know it when we see it. They don't know it when they see it. I'm at the beach. I said, is that a boy over there? Is that two boys? They said, no, one of them is a girl. I said, which one is a girl? And they said, the one with the hat on. I said, the one dressed like a stud. I said, the one dressed like a stud, is she GA? What? They didn't even know what I was talking about. I said, is she homosexual? They was like, no, nobody's homosexual in the Gambia. Nobody practices homosexual in the Gambia. I'm like, well, what I'm looking at right here, we would call that a stud, okay? That is a stud. He was like, what is a stud? I said, a stud is a girl who dresses like a boy and who likes other girls. They were like, no, she just a friend. They all just friends. You should have seen. And you know how the stud like to be with the pretty girls. So the stud was with two pretty girls, right? And I was like, no, they messing around. I said, I don't care what y'all say. And she didn't have, you know how they bind their breasts down so you can't see them. She had her little baseball hat on. She was full fledged stud mode. And they arguing. I said all she need now is her strap on, y'all. And they had no clue what I was talking about. And I fell out laughing. They said, what is a strap on? And I told them, I said, and some girls walk around with them on. And I said, and they look like her. They look like her. I said, that is not a girl. Girls don't dress like that. Girls don't bind their breast up like that. Girls don't do that unless they're studs. They don't know nothing about no stuff. No, no, no. Y'all Westerners, y'all think everything is about homosexuality. It is not. Every time y'all see it, but see what else did they get real defensive about? What else do they get real defensive about? That pedophilia. They do it the same way. Get so defensive about it. And I'm like, I know what I'm saying. Don't know two girls act like that. I don't care what you say. Don't know two girls act like that. Okay, we turning this way, y'all. We turning on this side now so y'all can see the inside of the hotel, Lord. See if we spot some Americans. Because you can tell us. You can tell us when you see us. You can spot a mile away. So, Melinda Colombo, Truth says, which is why so many Nigerian women are to gay men. Yes, honey. Because they don't. It's true. And you know what else? They'll marry them for papers. I told you. I had a friend, and they'll pay them to do it. Because I had a friend, I told y'all. She was my cool friend. She was my friend since high school. We just knew she was a stud. So we never judged her. We never talked about her. We just let her do her. Okay? And she looked just like a stud. She looked just like her. Okay? She looked just like, well, I don't know why I was telling y'all that. I don't forgot. Oh. So guess what? She was working at a nursing home. She met this Nigerian nurse. All right? Well, the Nigerian nurse pretended like she was gay. Okay? She was pretending like she liked my friend, pretending like she was gay like my friend, you know, and this girl is like a sister. Me and her sister are besties, and that's how I know her, is through her sister. But like I said, we've been knowing each other since high school. So, you know, her sister, which is my best friend, was telling her, no, trust her, you know, she didn't believe. Wait a minute, the girl her name was B, wanted B to bring her boyfriend, not her brother. She said it was her brother, to bring her brother here from Nigeria and pretend like she was going to marry him. Okay, and they were going to pay B. They was paying B to do all of this. All right, so B filled out the paperwork, had the dude come and everything. Dude was living in the house and everything. B finds out, y'all, that the girl that she thought was her girlfriend and the boy she thought was her brother were really lovers. And guess what? They had been sleeping together, and B had brought that boy here so he could be with that girl. So, are they gay or paid? I don't really, and you know, they can't have sex like that anyway. They coochies cut up. So they probably don't care. She probably don't care. All she wants is her papers. And again, all of them ain't there, but it's not like she is. She was like the girl B was messing with. True Sarah, a wealthy woman who was in a polygamous marriage, told me her husband, what is gay? has a male concubine, very well looked after. The man just visited the wives to make kids. Honey, I believe that. Because you know that man, Bobrisky, in Nigeria, Bobrisky, do y'all know who he is? Well, African goddess, guess what? In our country. Yeah, they said about, yep, that's him, Brisky. Brisky. He said that's how Bobrisky, nobody touches him. And another Bobrisky. But that wasn't his, he's sleeping with the politicians too. But guess what? Or he was gonna expose people, or he exposed some people. Do y'all know they found that boy dead, and this is recently. Yes, and he was like Bobrisky, transgender, dating men, living as a woman, and everything. Yeah, they found that boy. No, no. Most trans women will have their male parts. Most trans women. Oh, they have their male. Okay. Oh, because they're men. Okay. No, when Bob went to prison, they said he still had male bits. Bob is transgender. Who is Bob? So much hypocrisy, African goddess. So much people just sneak around and do what they want to do. Or in the case of the women was on it. Yes, they do. African goddess says a wealthy woman who was in a polygamous marriage told me, okay, we said that. But yeah, that's what they said about Bobrisky. He was basically a concubine. Exactly, and that's where the male usually, young concubines come in. And you know where else they said a lot of this sleeping with young boys is taking place? On those football teams. Yeah, when they go to camp, that those boys want to be football players so bad that they'll tolerate abuse. Yeah, I saw a documentary about it. It's a bad problem when those African footballers, boys. Oh, it's bad. It is so bad how they abusing them. And I'm talking about sex abusing them. A lot of politicians in Abuja fly their boyfriends out of Dubai for holidays. Out to Dubai for holidays. That's just so disgusting. It is. It's just so disgusting. I just can't even believe it. And then you have a wife and kids. All because they want you to have, your society demands that you have a wife and a kid. But yeah, they don't know homosexuals when they see them in Gambia. They don't know them. I'm like, y'all are crazy. That girl ain't dressed like that. Why would she be dressed like that? And she looks like a man. I said, do you know how hard it is for us to do that? To look like men? That's work. Because y'all, she looked just like a dude. She didn't even have boobies. She tied the boobies down. I'm like, no, y'all don't even know that. Bobrisky is trans, everything. It is amazing to see how he was very dark and now he's, you see that? He bleached his skin. No, I'm serious. True serial, I'm serious. What? Y'all don't know that's a stud? What's a stud? When they said a stud, they said, what's a stud? And I said, a stud. I said, the male horse to go around getting other girls' horses pregnant, that's called a stud. I said, that's what this is, a stud. Somebody who want to be a male horse. They couldn't believe it. They did not believe it. But yeah, honey, you should have seen her. Bobrisky is, okay. Yeah, they couldn't believe it. But I'm like, oh, y'all get a rude awakening. When everything hit Gambia in the face, they're going to be really surprised and really shocked because it's going to be too late. By the time they realize homosexuality is in their country, it's going to have their country. Because them little girls is hot. Them little girls, it ain't Gambia, the conservative country. No, no, not from what I seen this time. Mm-mm. Them little girls want to get in the mix. Them little boys want to get in the mix. No, they're not trying to be no conservative Muslims. No, they trying to get in where they fit in, and wherever that is, and they're trying to figure out exactly where they fit in. And it ain't in that conservative Muslim culture. I'm telling y'all, it's not. They're not doing that anymore. Nobody's on that. The country might be on that, but they not on that. They are definitely not on that. Yep, they are definitely not on that. All right, y'all, we got to walk. I'm gonna walk down here and see if I see 30, B30. And I'm gonna make sure my plane is still leaving from B30, because you know, they will change where your plane departs from and don't even tell you. So you gotta constantly check. I had that happen to me in Atlanta. And I was sitting at the wrong gate at the wrong time. And she said, when it's an international airport, you got to keep checking, because they'll change it. So let's walk. Oh, yeah, I really need to find some food. Oh, excuse me. I really do. I really need to find some food. I'm going to go down here to where I'm trying to show this on people. I really... Oh, this is cute. All right, now I'm over here where I'm supposed to be. Ain't that cute? Yeah, it's a little play area thing. That's really cute. Let me go over here by the window. Then I won't be by nobody. I am so ready to go. Oh, this place is really crowded. Yeah, it's really, really crowded. Yeah, it's really, really crowded. All right, let me see if I got some comments. We talked about Barbrisky. Talking about her skin is bleached. Yeah, his skin is really, really, really bleached. Barbrisky don't even look the way he used to look when he was a boy. That's how I knew it was somebody was giving him lots, and that's what the Nigerians were saying, that you could tell because Barbrisky had a lot of money and he was really, really poor. But yeah, it seems to be like a lot of the politicians like that. Bleaching. Hey, did y'all hear about South Africa? Yesterday I read that they weren't letting us do business there anymore. That they made all the American businesses close down. Did y'all hear that? I'm just curious what y'all people who talk about they love South Africa got to say about that. I know KeKe should do a live on African bleaching. It's a big business in Nigeria. African bleaching. What are we gonna talk about? Who are we gonna talk about? It is a big deal. It's a real big deal. All right. Any more questions, y'all? We've been on here for 2 hours. Thank y'all so much for staying on here this long with me. I know it was last minute and listening to me complain. Because if y'all just came on here, y'all didn't hear the complaint. Y'all did not hear the complaint. I got some serious complaints. And I registered my complaints. Yeah, I registered my complaint too. Okay, y'all. Oh, it was? It was false. You saw it too. And it said, what else did it say? They wasn't doing no more business with us. I was like, wow, what they get mad at us for? Girl, no, it ain't no direct flight to Dayton. Girl, No, Dayton is a little small city.
Mesdames et messieurs, votre attention s'il
It's
vous plaît pour le vol XC76
it
pour
might
chaque
it ain't
destination
even a
bien sûr
direct
réservée
flight
au
to
matin.
Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is huge for
Nous
us.
demandons à tous les derniers
It
passagers
ain't
de se
even a
présenter à
direct
la
flight
porte
to
30
Columbus.
ouvert pour le vol.
Columbus is
Merci.
the capital.
Jag vill anmärka att
No,
flygflyget XC76 för
the
säkerhet pas en
they
betkörning
go
och
to the
välkommen alla
to the
ombord på
Midwest, and they
sich
go
nu
to
befinner sig på
Chicago, and then I have to go from
B-Definition
Chicago to Dayton, which is nothing. It's just an hour once I get to Chicago. But it's just this plane, this ride that I gotta go through. That's no, it ain't. I wish it was. The U.S. foreign policies are horrible. He says, however, I can't. Trustrom says he can't defend the U.S. anytime soon. The U.S. foreign policies are horrible. Uh, no, it's no direct flight to Dayton. Yeah, I don't like South Africa. I was telling somebody asked me that, and
Dear passengers, for
I don't
Qatar
like South
Airways,
Africa.
flight
And you know why I don't like it?
196 to Doha Hamad at gate
Because you remember their president
B31. We are
Jacob
now
Zuma.
boarding passengers
Y'all remember
at
him?
zone number 123.
Y'all
Please
remember
keep your
what
boarding
Jacob
pass
Zuma was
ready.
accused of? Was found, not
Chers
accused of,
passagers,
found
vol
guilty
Qatar
of.
Airways
Do y'all remember that?
197 à
Y'all
destination
remember
de
that, right?
Doha à la porte
So please
B31.
tell me,
Nous embarquons
who
maintenant
in the
les
world
passagers
want
avec
to
les
go to a
numéros de zone
country
1
where
jusqu'à
Jacob
3.
Zuma is
Veuillez
the
tenir
president,
votre
or
carte
what? I don't even know if he's still the
d'embarquement.
president. But if he was, they let that man be the president after he was found
على
guilty.
الخطوط الجوية
No,
القطرية
that's another
رحلة
country don't
رقم
respect women.
196
They don't respect women at
المتجهة إلى
all. I don't
الدوحة
do countries don't respect women.
البوابة رقم
No, I
B31.
believe in
نحن
women because
الآن
women are the
نقوم
mothers.
بعملية
They are the
الصعود
mothers. Without
المسافرين مع
mothers, you ain't got
الطائرة
nothing.
رقم 1
You ain't
إلى
got
3.
nothing. You ain't got no
يرجى
society. You ain't
إبقاء
got no
بطاقة
culture.
الصعود
You have
جاهزة.
nothing if you don't have a woman. If you don't have women, mothers,
Passengers
who do you
of
think teach the
Corendon
kids?
Airlines, flight
Who do you think pass on the culture?
7655
Who do you
to
think teach them about the
Casablanca
food, how to
are
cook the
requested to
food?
proceed immediately
Who
to
do you
gate
think does all
B30.
of that?
We are now
The
closing the gate.
woman. Like I told them, if you look
Passagers
back,
for Corendon
when the
Airlines,
black culture got really messed
D26
up was in the
TFR
80s. When
نعم يا
crack, and I
ديبارتا
researched this in
والبسوا
school.
أنفسكم من
When the crack
الخروج
cocaine
لجيت
epidemic hit,
B30.
that's
Close
when
the
the
gate.
black family really
Les
started to fall
passagers pour
apart
le vol
because for
Corendon
the first time in
Airlines
history, the black woman was on
7655 sont
drugs.
priés
They
de
had
se rendre
finally got
immédiatement
her
à la porte
on
d'embarquement
drugs, and she was
B30.
not taking care of her kids.
Fermons à présent
That's
la
when you
porte
saw the
d'embarquement.
total breakdown of the black family, and that's why you see astronomical numbers of black kids in foster care now. It all started with the crack cocaine epidemic, and crack cocaine was shipped to the United States and shipped to the black community, and that is no lie, by the US of A. Maxine Waters sued them. The city of Oakland sued the federal government, and they had to pay the city of Oakland for what they did to them. Now, you don't think it's true? Look it up. That's what's going on with this black community. Why Ken's so stupid talking about, and you black Americans, 65% of y'all live in broken homes headed by women. So why is that? You so dumb. Ken's so dumb. Don't speak about us if you don't know what you're talking about. We're like that because things have been put into place. Then she gonna say, was that set up like that? Yeah, it sure was. That's all done by design. All done by design. All of it. All of, but if you was a black American, you would know that. Yeah, only black Americans know about black Americans. Everybody else on the outside looking in wish they knew, pretend like they know, but they don't know. Because if she was a black American, she would know what happened to us. She know exactly where the men are. She know where they at. They the same place they been. They been for over 20 years. This ain't nothing new, what's going on in our community. But this part of the black woman being on drugs is new. This part of the black woman not taking care of her kids is new. That came with crack. And go back and research it. And when that happened, you see numbers of black children going into daycare, unbelievable amounts of children, and they're still there today. And that's what's wrong with the daycare system. That's what's wrong with the kids, period. They're messed up. We have absolutely scum in DC right now. It's reprehensible. And Rockabye Baby agrees. The U.S. just elected. Oh, that's horrible. That is a horrible thing to say. That is just horrible. That's just I just can't allow those things to be said on my channel about my lovely country. I just can't have that. True Serum, you got to get it together, dude. You can't be talking about us like that.
Good morning, passengers.
We
This
could
is the
talk.
first
We could
call
talk about
from
each other like that in private, but not in public. You can't say those things in public. True Serum.
Mr. KeKe Limo,
Other people listening to this
Mr.
besides
Kan
us.
Abdul Ahad, Mr. Kan Abdul Samad,
Okay, let's see.
Mr. Kan Abi.
Okay.
Please
However,
present yourself
okay.
as D31. We are closing our flight. Thank you.
Okay, so let me see what else. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to just, I guess I need to go find something to eat before I get on this plane, for real. And then I'm going to just go sit down and just, I don't know, try to eat. Because we've been on here for a while, 2 hours and 15 minutes. That plane should be coming soon. And then I'm going to sit down and wait for them to come and let my phone charge. So I'm going to text y'all. I'll go on and let y'all know I made it home, though. No, I'll come back when I get to Chicago. Oh, I will when I get to Chicago because there's a layover there. So hopefully nothing will be happening on the plane that I have to talk about. But when I get to Chicago, I think I'm only there. I don't know. I got to see now. I don't know. But okay, I'm going to hang up. And thank y'all for coming on here. I don't even know what time it is there. I know it had to be late. And I'm going to come back on when I get to Chicago. If I don't, then y'all know something happened. But either way, I'll let y'all know when I get home. Okay? But I should be back in about 5 or 6 hours. Maybe 8 hours, I'll be back. I don't know what time I'll be back, y'all. As soon as I get to Chicago. All right. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. We need to be even further left. Wait a minute. But the thing is that the Democrats are way too far to the left. And the Republicans are too far to the right. It is unfortunate the way the two. That's why I don't do politics. I don't get into it anymore. Because there's nothing you can do about it. But get upset. I don't like getting upset over things I can't do anything about. And that's one thing you cannot do anything about. Because I'm going to tell y'all, when Al Gore, what's that man named? Bush. That's when I just was like, this is just, I could just quit talking about it then. When George Bush Jr. won the election, he won the presidency, but Al Gore actually won the votes. Al Gore won the popular vote. He won our vote, the people vote. But, we don't go by that. But, we don't go by that. We go by the electoral college. But most of the times, the people who will win the electoral college win the popular vote. Well, Al Gore had won the popular vote, but George Bush, they said, won the electoral college. But the thing about it, when it was Florida's turn to count, because Florida has a lot of electoral votes, honey, they didn't even count. They just told him, because George Bush Jr.'s brother was the governor of Florida. Jed, I think that was his name, Jeb or Jed. But he just gave it to him. He didn't even count. We was all waiting for Florida to count, waiting for Florida to turn in their votes. Honey, Florida ain't turned in nothing. That man went on there and said, all the electoral votes in Florida are going to George Bush Jr. And that's how he won. And after that, I'm like, I'm done with this. This is a joke. This is a joke. So that's when I realized they do what they want to do. Well, I've been realized that. But like how they really do what they want to do, yeah, I wouldn't even get upset over that. That's why I abstain. I don't get involved in that stuff. These are not the same. I refuse to be normal. I refuse to normalize evil. We need to normalize evil. No. Wow, is it that bad for real, y'all? I don't pay attention. No, I'm not. And I refuse to pay attention to that. I refuse to pay attention to what's going on because from what I've seen from that one dude, the Elon Musk dude, that's too much. The way he talks about Donald is too much. The way he talks about, I mean, that's like, that was his friend. That was his dude. And so you get mad because you don't know, you can't get along with the other politicians because he wasn't getting along with nobody. Look how this dress. Look at that. He get mad because he don't get along. Look at her. She is dressed like a grown ASS woman. Why would you dress your child like that? Um, so George Bush, so George Bush Jr. No, I'm talking about the president. Yeah, I didn't like how he was talking about him, and I felt like if that's your friend, like, and me and you fall out, we still friends. My mother never let us make noise like this in public. She didn't do that. I would have got a whoop. Y'all hear all that noise? I would have got tore up. I would have heard her say, "Get over here now and sit down." That's what she would have said it just like that. Because I told y'all we traveled a lot. We went on Christian crusades. And we had to have self-control and discipline. Even as little kids. Yeah. We had to have self-control and discipline. Things are not the same. To act like both sides are comparable is something. I can't see that. And hazardous, I couldn't see it. Human rights are not radical. Healthcare and education are not radical. Well, education is interesting. All I can say is that education has lost, well, at least my school I know, has lost a lot of money. We're not getting money like we used to. And a lot of jobs, y'all, have been cut. A lot, a lot. A lot, like the helpers in the classroom, they're not there no more. It's no money. You know, like the aides, so it's more on the teacher and there's more kids. You know, like this year I had 30 y'all. I guarantee y'all they ain't gonna try to give me 35 kids. What y'all bet? What y'all bet? And all but two of them kids show growth. All but two. Oh no, y'all know they about to load me up again. They said, oh, she did it once. She did it once. She can do it again. And this time, let's give her more. Let's see if she can do it with the mother. At 34 this time. Watch what I tell y'all. Watch what I tell y'all. Because a charter school can have 35 kids in the classroom. Yes, 35. 35, y'all. Watch what I tell y'all. So it is messed up. All I know is what I see. And education is bad now. It is bad. And they're not paying these teachers nothing. When I see them offering these teachers, I'm like, are y'all nuts? And y'all have to do what we got to deal with? What we have to deal with? No. It's bad out there. Y'all remember that song by Terrence Howard that says it's hard out here for a pimp? Oh, it's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard. It is hard out here. Now, I can go into this situation and I can say, oh, well, it's 35 kids. I can't teach 35 kids. But y'all know I ain't going to do that. Y'all know I'm going to work like a runaway slave every day teaching them kids how to read. Because that's what I tell them. I tell them we going to work like runaway slaves. And they say, what's a runaway slave, Miss B? And I tell them. But that's my philosophy. Because we are runaway slaves. Because we learning how to read and we learning how to write. And we running away from the stereotypes. We running away from the ignorance. We running away from all of that. So we are runaway slaves. And y'all should see how they look at me. Y'all should see how they look at me. Because I have grown conversations with them. I don't teach them like they little kids. No. I told y'all my friend come in the room and he always say, Miss B, Boy, you take them, and by the time you done with them, honey, they have on suits and ties, and they ready for meetings in the conference room. They ready to work business deals. You make a miracle every year. And it's just because that's my teaching philosophy. I always teach up. I never teach down. I never teach down. I don't care what your disability is. I don't teach down. I find out how you learn, and I teach you up how you learn. Because this world ain't gonna teach us down. Honey, they gonna give us everything up. They count on people's ignorance. Yes, they do. That's the gag. That's the gaslight. What's the gaslight? What's the gag? I bet you don't know. I bet they don't know one trans person. Who? Yeah, normalizing trans stuff is. Oh, I'm too loud with that. Yeah, because that's just a. But that's not happening anymore either, y'all. No, it's not. That's not happening anymore either. Because at my niece's school, because y'all know the schools be hit hard by all this stuff. At my niece's school, when they said transgender, you gotta anybody can be transgender. You just gotta go to school and say you transgender, and then you can go to the girls' bathroom. Do you know they had boys? My niece said there would be boys in their bathroom. She would walk in and there would just be boys standing there talking. And I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yes." She said, "All they gotta do is say they're transgender, and they can come in there." Yeah. Called up to the school, complain about that. No, there's nothing they can do about that. They have a right to go to the bathroom. Well, all of that has changed. They don't have no rights no more. That transgender stuff, I think Donald stopped it. But the transgender, no, we used to have one at school. They took the bathroom out. They took the bathroom out at my niece's school. You can't go. You cannot go now. You cannot. Transgenders cannot have. They can't do it at school anymore. So that's just showing you how the laws are really impacting the school. Because before it was fine, but now diversity and inclusion, they done with that. You doing diversity and inclusion, they cutting you off. It's a school, one of the biggest school districts in this city, in my city, refused to end diversity and inclusion. Well, you know what the Fed said to them? Then you figure it out. Then you get your money the best way you can, because we ain't giving you nothing. And they mean it. They ain't giving him nothing. They don't get nothing. Dayton Public Schools, the biggest school district, gets nothing. Nothing. Because they refuse. They refuse to end diversity and inclusion. My friend, he's over at Wright State University. All right, me and him both graduated from there. He's over the African American Alumni Association. He gets some grants and not grants, but scholarships all the time. All the time he gets scholarships for Black Americans, right? Black Americans. One of the qualifications is you have to be a Black American. Well, guess after they ended diversity and inclusion, guess what they told him? They called him and they said, every scholarship you have, every program you have that talks about race has to be reworded. You have to take out race. Race cannot be a deciding factor. It cannot be a qualification. It cannot even be in there. Yes. And he came and he was like, "It's B, I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. I don't even know how I'm about to take all of this out." Yeah. He said, "Cause who the scholarship's gonna go to then?" I said, "So then they're open to anybody?" He said, "Yes, anybody can apply for them. That's what they want. That's what they have to be now, open to everybody." That's why you're losing your rights left and right. The fool is saying he will deport. Well, what do you mean? What is deporting them? What does that have to do with us? How is deporting them affecting us? Because I see how them being here is affecting us. Like, I see how it's affecting the burden on the school system. This is not help the school system. This is a burden on the school system. Because guess what else we got to do? And they ain't gave us no money for that. If they come to our school and they don't speak, and this is at any school in the United States, if the child presents to you and English is not the language spoken in that household, guess what you got to do as a school? You got to hire somebody who speak that child language and to interpret for them. And you got to give them another class called English as a second language. Who gonna pay for that? Who pay for that? Who pay for that? So that's why I said, people on here, y'all need to go volunteer in y'all schools. Just go volunteer 1 day a week so you can see what's going on. Go look and see who's inside your schools. Because I bet you don't even know how many immigrants, migrants, how many non-Americans are in your school. I bet you don't even know that. Bet you have no clue. You have to go to your school. Like back in the day when I was little and the community was involved with the school, we gotta get back to that. Like people like Truth Serum, you need to be on the school board. You need to be a part of the school. You need to go to the school and say, oh, I want to volunteer. I want to volunteer. Let me help you teach the kids read or whatever you want to help them do. But this is what they need. This is what we need because it's messed up and there's no money. So there's no reinforcements. The cavalry is not coming. They're already here. And I'm telling you, 34, 35 kids and one teacher, I don't have no help. None. Just imagine. And we teaching in primary, elementary, you teaching them the foundations. So that's got to be, if they don't have a strong foundation, they're just going to be messed up. They're just going to be messed up. So we're teaching them the foundations. You know how important that is? Man, that's why I said everybody on here need to go do that. You need to go do that. And you will be so rewarded. You feel so good because those kids would love it, for one. They would love it. Volunteer in K2. That's where they need it the most. You would think the big kids, K2 is out of control. They're out of control and they're still blaming it on COVID. They're still blaming it on COVID. I don't know what the problem is, but I know there's not enough resources at the school. I know that, and the schools don't have money. I know that. And now that Donald has put it in the state's hands, so the money they get, it goes to the state. The state has to determine how it's divvied out. You know, the state, that's their job. They determine that. So the schools need a lot of help. They need a lot of help. No, the Bible really shouldn't have anything to do with legislation because in our country it says we're separated by church and state. You should never mix the two. They was talking about the Bible too. Right, it's always been a separation of church and state. Yeah. Many us are not anymore. People aren't Christians anymore. I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even describe myself as just a Christian. You know, I think I'm a mixture of a lot of different things. You know, but just to say just the plain basic Christian, no, because that means you only believe that the only way through God is through Jesus Christ, and I don't believe all that. And the only way, no, I don't believe that. I believe you can get to God on your own. You don't need nobody but Him. That's why He says, "Come to me." There was always been a separate. Okay, yeah. If you think these politicians and Christians have a bridge to sell, I am most certainly am not Christian. O-H-E double hockey sticks. No, I've read the Bible. I can't dumb myself down enough. Yeah, I read it. I think I read it 3 times from cover to cover. From cover to cover. And once you read it like a novel, you'll understand that things are missing because the story has like gaps. Like you're gonna be like, well, what happened here? Right. Well, where did this person come from? Well, what happened here? Well, who is she? Well, where he meet her at? So when I found out about that the King James man, he went and picked the books for the Bible. Yeah, he went and put, except for the Torah, the Old Testament, he didn't do that. But the New Testament, mm-mm. There's a whole bunch left out. There's a whole bunch left out of the New Testament. You wouldn't believe how much of the New Testament is left out. They went through and picked and chose what they wanted to. And anything that made Jesus look a certain way, they left it out. Anything that made me, because see, you know what they believe? Some people believe that Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene. Okay? That was his wife. They had kids, honey, and they went to France. They went to the he was not ever, do you know the Muslims believe he was not ever crucified? Yeah. They said the Christians made that up. But they said he was not crucified. They said, why would Allah allow Isa to be crucified when he didn't let none of the other ones to be crucified? So why would he just pick Isa and say, okay, Isa, you the one gonna get crucified. I'm gonna let you, my servant, get crucified, but I ain't letting none of the other ones get crucified. So that's what he was saying. That's what the Muslims say. It was a lie. They said it was all a lie. The Christians just do stuff like that to control people. So they make stuff up. And they do. Historically, they have. Historically, they have. Yes, yes, historically, they have. Historically, they do make stuff up. Now, it won't go past them that they make stuff up. Because they're known for making stuff up. I'm telling y'all, they are known for that. Oh, y'all, I gotta go. I think my plane is getting ready to board. I'll call y'all back. All right, bye.